if I ask you that in one statement, explain what your company is about, what that will be?
Exploring pleasure. Exploring pleasure in all its nuances.
Yeah.
And that's true in every sense of the term. That's true not just in the sense of take these tools and explore your sexuality, but that's also true in the sense of hear other people's perspective on this and also know that you're not alone in your experiences, and that every time you have gone through something where in this journey of exploring your sexuality and have felt alone, you're not alone, because so many of us have felt those same things, but because these conversations were not open for such a long time, that we have felt so alone in those experiences, and then that has had an adverse impact on our respective mental health. So I think it's exploring sexuality and all.
Beautiful. And in terms of services you're offering, you have products, e-commerce site of your own. You have products for women, you have products for men, you also have products for couples, and then lots of education material is available on your Instagram page. What else is there which I am not aware of right now?
But we have there's a whole range of also kink wear. So that's not just toys. I mean, when we talk about toys, you're looking at stuff that vibrates and does not vibrate, and just things that are used for stimulation. But then you have all this range of kink wear and bondage and impact play, which is also we introduced that a few months ago. But that's also, the response to that has been pretty warm, and that's also a whole new range of things that are made with PU leather and are completely made in India. So apart from toys, there are also kink wear that we offer.
Yes. And how's the response to that? Is it only a specific target audience or community who's actually going for that, or do you think everybody needs such kind of tools to enhance their pleasure?
There's a lot of curiosity. I mean, where the kink stuff is concerned, our range starts from things that are meant for people who've not explored this before. So these are not extremely hardcore kink wear or bondage or impact play stuff, but stuff that can be used for people who are just generally curious about it. So even in terms of the impact that these variables have is not extremely hard on the body. So even for anyone who's just curious to experiment, they're great. So we have a lot of people who are just generally curious because they haven't had these available to them before, at least not in a good quality. I mean, of course, these are available on various websites, but then you have that trust issue, and a lot of people are living with their family. They're not sure of how it's going to be delivered, if it's going to be discreet, what the packaging is going to be like, what the material is going to be like, or after sale services, for example. So of course, yes, these have been available online for people, but I think quality availability is something that has been lacking up until now, and us and some other companies are now providing that. So there is that element of curiosity that has spiked up. So the response has been great, a lot more than what we thought it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think when we started with a lot of the kink wear and kink items, we thought that the usage of it would specifically be like you rightly said as well, right? To enhance pleasure or to experiment in the bedroom and just explore a person's identity as well. But we realized a lot of people were just wearing it outside the bedroom for personal delight as well, you know? Like, for example, we have this cock ring that is actually at its widest size can sit around the wrist as a bracelet. And a couple of people messaged us saying that they wore it to their office, you know?
People wear the collars outside.
Yeah. The harnesses they'll either wear on top of their their corporate wear, or even when we had this range of lingerie available, there were people who were excited to wear it under their clothes on date night, saying that even if this doesn't lead to sex at the end of the night, I just want to know that it's there.
Mood, right?
You know. So I think that was also telling, for me at least, that it's not so much about someone else looking at me and finding me attractive. It's that I know I'm attractive underneath this shirt and with this shirt on.
Correct.
Whether this date goes well or not is your problem. But I had fun because I wore this thing that I really like.
Yeah, there's been a lot of play with it. People send us
Yeah.
pictures wearing the harnesses on top of their shirts, and it's really endearing.
It looks
because
stylish. I've seen the pictures. It looks very stylish, the harness part.
Yeah, I
I'll
can
tell
Yeah.
you one story that reminds me what you're saying. There's a friend of mine. She has I think her son is around 8 or so. She's a single mom, very focused and very busy, very at a very high position in one of her MNC, and she's not in any relation, right? And I know that because she's a very close friend of mine, and she's a single mom, and she's like, I don't have time, and currently I don't want to get into any very serious relation or even dating scene. And I was like, how are you managing? Like, is it okay? Are you fine? So I talked to her, and I was in her city, and I went to her place, and she has a great collection of lingerie, like great collection,
Nice.
beautiful wardrobe, everything. And I was like, okay, so she's like, it's for me. I like it. You know,
Yeah, exactly. That's
and
the
I
thing.
was like I'm inspired. I'm going to spend extra money for this now because she has such a great collection, and she's like, this is where I have purchased this from. This is what I picked up from this. This is this fabric. This is this brand, and she was so happy with all that. And I know, like, if I would have said that yeah, she's dating or she's in relation, all that, I know that she's not. But she's like, I am doing it for myself, and I was like, I was really happy, you know, to see that yeah, you really need to do it. It's not always about you're doing for someone else.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's the thing with a lot of toys as well, right? I mean, it's not, apart from the couple play, it's also owning your sexuality, not in the sense that be, yes, I'm sexual, but also that you deserve it. I mean, like you said, the purchase of the lingerie. I mean, it makes you feel a certain way when you wear these things. It's literally about how it makes you feel,
Yeah.
and it's not about the other person so much.
Yes. Yes.
And also on that note about toys, right? I know people who are also happy to use these products because orgasming is something that helps with their migraines or the period cramps, right? So for us to solely be looking at pleasure products as just pleasure products is also limiting the discourse a little bit, because there are people who may or may not like having sex with other people, who may or may not like masturbating, but they know that, you know, a migraine is coming and the one thing that will give them relief is that release. That lack of a medical dialogue around that as well, to say that, you know, sex is about taking care of your personal health and
Yeah.
not just experiencing an orgasm, is something that I wished we talked about more as well.
Correct. I think we should start talking about it. You know, it's just
Yeah.
not about pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that sense, like I said, it's not about owning your sexuality. It's also looking at it as an extension of the term wellness. I mean, there's a reason why it's called sexual wellness, because it's not just related to me being bold and saying, oh, yes, I'm sexual. It's about the fact that it has all these health benefits also, and that it's an extension of, it's a part of life. So why the hoo-ha about it, right?
Yeah.
So, which one is your top selling product?
There is the Sangya strap-on, which is the dildo with the strap-on harness, and that actually makes us very happy because it's a made in India product. It's the first product that Sangya has made over here and manufactured completely here in India, and we didn't know it would be our best-selling product. It's just something that we were experimenting with, and it's taken a long time to make it into what it is today, as opposed to the very first model that we started selling. But that remains our top-selling product at the moment, and that one doesn't even vibrate actually. But in the vibrators, the top-selling product is the 8. It's a simple, plain vibrator, and people love it because it's great for beginners. It's bendable, it's waterproof, it's not intimidating. The girth isn't too much, the length isn't too much. So because so many of our customers are just starting out, it makes a huge difference to have something that doesn't look very, very intimidating, because then they're less likely to shut it down and be like, okay, this is not for me. So that, I think, due to its simplicity, is still our best-selling vibrator on the website.
Okay. And you know, one thing I like about when I check your website, I'm yet to order the product. I will be.
We'll send you a little gift basket.
No, I'll order. I have my own, you know, wish list, and I will just order that. So one thing I liked is the product looks very beautiful. Yeah, like my problem with especially in this area, the products that I have seen before, they look like a plastic product which will make lots of noise kind of a thing,
Correct.
right? Like, so before this, whatever the toy collection that I had, it's all that I have purchased when my friends were traveling abroad. And then I told them, yeah, please get these things and send the links and all those. India, you hardly get anything, and
Yeah.
even if you get, it's like so ugly looking and
Yeah.
like it's a plastic. You know, you're
Yeah.
like, what quality? Kya bana rahe ho karke?
Yeah.
Your products looks very beautiful. They look very,
Thank you.
they look very like classy. You know,
Thank
it looks
you.
really nice. So I
That
like
is
the
the
website.
intention.
Yeah, and I like the website as well. But looking at the website, my question is: do you think you are targeting only the LGBTQ community, or it is for anyone? And what kind of traffic that you have on the website? Is it anyone, or those who have more openness regarding their sexuality, if I can put it that way?
I think it's extremely flattering if the majority of the traffic does happen to be LGBTQ, because that just means that with the content that we're creating, we've made a space that feels safe enough for them and is resonating somehow for them to want to come to us and to read our perspective. And yeah, I think that's pretty flattering.
Okay. You know, like one of my friend's daughter, she's a teen, and her mother was showing me her communication with her friend, okay, in a group. And mother was pretty worried about the communication going on. Girl thinks that she's bisexual, okay, and she is talking only with her friends on a WhatsApp group, whatever they have. But one, somehow mother got the access, and mother is my friend, okay, and she was very worried. I said, give time, like she's too young, let's see all those things. So and I think that time I was discussing with you, right, like even parents are not aware how to handle all these things, right? If if a child is going to come and say that my sexual orientation is this, then how to handle all that? Nobody's training us, right? So she was very much worried, and the communication, I was worried about something else. Okay, so the girl, she was saying that I'm bisexual, she has written that, and the other friend said that I'm normal. Okay, so the girl replied to that, my friend's daughter replied to that by saying that, what do you mean by normal? Am I not normal then? Okay, so for like, it's such a so much of things that are required to talk about this. And the daughter, I was like, why don't you talk to your daughter that she's normal? There is nothing wrong in what you are saying, and it doesn't mean that it is abnormality. Like, it is not a medical condition that this is the normal blood pressure, anything above is a hypertension and anything below is a hypotension. It's nothing like that.
I love the medical analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything above this is a bisexual.
So this is the criteria of normality. This is what
Yeah.
you do is this. And so again, like, and I like the way you said that it's straight couples, right? Or straight people versus somebody who has bisexual or any. I'm not very well versed with all the terminologies. I find it difficult. I need to study, of course. But I feel that it's important that we also, this platform is also giving us opportunity to speak about it. And I also feel, being a mother, my daughter is 13, and I have so many friends whose children are teenagers. I feel all the parents, the way, like 3-4 years back, it was very important that we start, probably 10 years back, everybody was speaking about good touch, bad touch. Children should know. We also got to know that though we know that the rape cases are happening with children, those who are as young as 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, not just girls, even boys. And that point of time, we understood that in our health education, in our school education, they don't even explain the sex organs in the textbook. Okay, so children, by the time they understand, they're already 14, 15.
Correct.
Teenage pregnancies are happening. Girls are not aware that they can get pregnant. We also know that the suicidal rate is very high in the teenage pregnancy thing. Legalities are involved, MTP legalities are involved, children are not aware. But it is very natural that you feel the urge, but your education system is not even talking about it. So, and at least when we talk in terms of pleasure, in place of guiding them to the porn site, if there are some sites which is speaking about tools as well as how to use it, as well as what is the thing, the dialogue needs to be done. So I think it's just not about your customers, those who are aware or those who want to explore. I think every parent in our country right now needs to study, understand, and be prepared if their children are going to come and talk to them, and be open. Like one point of time, we were not talking about good touch, bad touch. In fact, I'll tell you the funny thing, that when I was young, we were not supposed to talk about menstruation at our home.
Correct.
My dad was not supposed to know about it.
Correct.
And today I see even couples, like I have employees, I have my friends, guys, they openly say that she's menstruating, and she has a PMS, and just need to buy the products for her. They openly talk about it. Whereas my time, we were like supposed to not talk in front of the father, like all these things, right? Like you're not supposed to discuss. I see the evolution is happening. I see people are more open, and I also see that these things needs to be normalized. I don't like to say that normalized.